Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How are you? Okay, in today's session, we are going to, it will be a very short session today, and I don't want to keep you hanging on this. A slow and steady, it is always good, right? And I don't want to make a very bulky videos and consuming the times too much. So I will focus on some new functions, very wonderful functions are in Excel as well as in VBA. VBA comes with its own functions, right? Uh, and in which are written in the code. And Excel has its own built-in function, and it has the capability that you can also write user-defined functions, your own functions. For this, of course, you need to know the coding of VBA. And we will also be using the debugging as we have been in the previous year. So in the previous lessons, we did do some trial and error and were able to generate the purchase orders, not only the headers, but also we successfully generated the PO details. But the PO details were one line up. All the items were one line per purchase order, right? Here purchase order finishes, and here comes the new purchase order with a new number, new purchase order with a new number, right? Purchase order headers are having the purchase order numbers, purchase order ID, and the supplier ID for which it is being created, and the created by the employee. Whereas in the PO details, we have only the reference of the purchase order, and in which there is no need to put a supplier name, because this is enough. We can pick it with the reference of this number. What we need here is the product name, right? The product name is randomly generated, and it's and the quantity, we have made a logic that the minimum order quantity has been paid, right? And the unit cost as written in the product list has been taken, right? So today's function is that we want to go one step further to make a multi-liner. And how many lines to do? We leave this decision to our code, the random function. We will say choose 1 to 4, any number, right? If it chooses 2, then there will be 2 lines. If it chooses 4, there will be 4 lines. Sometimes it will choose 1, then the 1 liner. That's right. Okay. So let's go to the code and determine that where will we do it. There are so many lines. Where will we do it? Of course, we will not do it in the header portion, in which the supplier ID is picked randomly. Of course, we are not going to do it. Project detail, purchase order detail. Yeah, purchase order details. Yes, this is the place which is a go sub. Go sub means we need to go and find where is this go sub, the subroutine. This is the subroutine. Starting from here, it must finish with the return. Yeah, it is finishing with the return, right? And where in this we have to determine, this is the place where it is randomly picking the product ID. Fine. So this is the position where we type stop. Okay, so that it stops. This is another way of putting a breakpoint, right? Even if you put a stop, you do not need to put something, means to place a breakpoint, since this is the stop command will also read. Or if you do not use the stop command and you want to stop it, then you have to put the breakpoint either here or here, because you need to the system to stop working until we make some changes, you know? And we do the changes and then we ask it to continue, right? Okay, so the first thing we will do is do. Do is do, right? And when there is a do, there is a loop, because the end of do is loop. So that the program will keep on looping here, endlessly. Whatever we write, it will go endlessly repeated, right? It will not be able to reach here, right? So for this, we need to write some code in such a manner that at a certain situation, it goes out. Otherwise, it will keep on trying to follow this instruction, and it will be following. Yeah. So let's put this command. We initiate a variable as we did Rx. This is the same sort of it. Okay. So how many? Huh? So here we will say to pick the quantity of line, to pick a random uh, mm, say quantity. I don't mean the material quantity here. Means quantity of the lines, line items. So okay. And it has to be between what? Between 1 and 4, right? Fair enough. So how many, right? So this is the R&D function in which we tell that choose a number, right? Here we can also write say any number. So say let's take it 4, yeah, and see what happens. So we press here breakpoint here, and we run this command and make sure that it is say okay 3,500, whatever, right? Okay, so let's start. So it will start the generating the first of all the purchase order number and purchase header will be present. We are not interested in at the moment. We are only interested in the purchase order detail and the detail, right? So let's run it, and it will stop at a given point, right? So we have to increase because the line number is already, so we will make it say 800, 3,800, right? Because the line numbers are already there in the purchase order. If you see, the last line was already 3,500. That's why you have to make it greater than the what you already have. You already have 3,500. So let's make 3,800 so that it begins from the last one and continues until 3,800, right? Okay, let's start it. Yeah. So it has reached here. It means it has gone through these two loop, and it found anything greater than 1 and less than 4 or equal to 4, right? And what is it? We put a cursor here. It has picked 2. Okay. Okay. This is the beauty of this R&D version. It randomly picking and then multiplying it by, because it picks the number from 0 to 1 point in the decimal. In the decimal, 7.7, 0.8, 0.9. So we have to, if we multiply anything, for example, I give you the example. If the number generated by R&D is 0.7674, for example, right? Huh? Okay, let's make it apostrophe, right? Okay, so what would be then? It will be multiplied by, yeah, multiplied by 10 will result multiplied by 10, as it is being done here, multiply by 10. So it will bring will result in 7, right? So that will make it 7, right? And 7 point something, right? So 7.674, right? So making it integer will make it 7, and it is since beyond the 4, so it will not go out until the number generated is below 4 and greater than 1, right? Let's try it again. So this time a new number will come. Yeah, 2. This time again it has come 2. Fair enough? Because there is only, yeah, it is keep on repeating, sometime the same number and sometime different number, right? So if it is greater than or equal to, yes, this is the right mistake I was doing, right? So it has to be greater than or equal to 1 and less than or equal to 4. So this will turn up with some thing other than, I want it to come up with something other than 2 to show you that, do you see 1? It is coming with 1. Sometime it will, 1 means it will take 1 line in the detail line items, and in sometime it will return with some other number, right? It is still 1. Okay. This time it is 2, right? Some purchase orders will be created with 2 line numbers, right? And some purchase orders will come with 3 line items, right? So this was to show you that this how you are going to determine that how many numbers we are going to this. That's why we gave this name, how many, right? Okay. And then in the next session, inshallah, we are going to show you utilize this number, and this loop will run in the line item loop will run this one until the how many is reached, right? So if whatever is, so that many numbers will be generated and line items will be generated in the purchase order. I hope you enjoyed it. Inshallah, we see you in the next uh, video. Thank you.